Today we're going to be taking a look at the Air Jordan 3 Cardinal Red. This has definitely been an anticipated sneaker and I'm excited to see what these things look like in hand. And if you guys didn't know by now, my name is DJ and this is the DNA Show. If you're new to this channel, I love talking about sneakers and I definitely love breaking down new releases compared to old retros in the past. So if you haven't already, consider subscribing. We are very close to 1 million subscribers and you could be the next one to get us there. So starting with the box right here, you have your new style Air Jordan 3 box. We have seen this over the past couple years and what they're starting to do is match the accent or dominant color of the Air Jordan 3 on the back end of the box and then putting the elephant print here on the front end of the box. And honestly, I like that touch because it's a cool look seeing all the boxes stacked up in your collection and it's a lot easier to find your shoes. Going to the front side of the box, the size tag reads Air Jordan 3 Retro White Light Curry Cardinal Red size 13 just for me. Retail $200. It's crazy to think about inflation and all those different factors when it comes to Air Jordan sneakers, but I remember from collecting way back in the day, $200 for a pair of shoes, that used to be a lot. Now we got sneakers retroing for $200 and reselling for even more, which we'll talk about a little bit later in the video when it comes to numbers. Cracking open the box right here, you have your all over print when it comes to the elephant paper, and then you got the shoe. Oh, you got the shoe. Okay, first impressions of this sneaker. Materials, they're alright. No extra laces, no hang tags, but the colorway, yeah, I like these. Two sneakers that we will be using in today's comparison is going to be the Fire Red Air Jordan 3 and the True Blue Air Jordan 3. So make sure you guys stick around to see all the in-depth detail shots of these as well. So before I get started breaking down the styles, cuts, and materials, you know we gotta talk about the history first. When it comes to a sneaker like this colorway in particular on this model, we have never seen before. So what exactly does that mean? Back in 1988, we originally saw the Air Jordan 3, and one big thing that we have seen Jordan Brand do now is replicate the cuts of the shoe, giving us that original OG vibe from way back in the day. So when we talk about different details like the tongue or the toe box or the overall shape of the shoe, these are very similar to the originals back from 1988, which you guys will definitely be able to see the difference in shape when we compare these side by side with the Fire Reds and the True Blues. Now when it comes to the overall color pattern and the scheme behind this shoe, these are actually considered the Cardinal Air Jordan 3s. The Air Jordan Cardinal 7 originally came out in 92, and then we saw a retro in 2006 and another retro in 2011, and honestly, I wouldn't mind if they retroed that shoe again. So as you saw from those B-roll photos of the Cardinal 7, you can see there is definitely a resemblance when it comes to overall coloring of the shoe, the dominant white leather, and the different accents with the red and gold hits on the shoe. Now obviously they didn't mimic the exact color blocking pattern because there was some black on there and different hits like that, but overall we get the gist and we understand where they're going. So now in 2022, that brings us to Air Jordan 3 Cardinal Red. Now let's go ahead and break down this shoe. Starting from the bottom of the shoe, you have your classic Air Jordan 3 outsole, no Nike Air, Jordan brand branding right here on the back of the foot, and a red pod here on the front end, gray with the white hit on the center of the back end of the shoe. Going up to the midsole, this is something that I actually heard a lot of people love and complain about at the same exact time, and that is the metallic red paint that you have here on the midsole. You got a two-tone midsole when it comes to the Air Jordan 3 vibes, white on the bottom, red on the top, and that wraps all the way around the entire foot. Looking at the front end of the shoe around the toe box, you have a white rubber right here with a white stitch, your elephant print around the toe cap, and a smooth white leather wrapping around the mud guard in the front end of the shoe. Just above that, you have a tumbled leather, and as I feel the leather, like I said earlier in the video, honestly, it's just alright. It's not the best, it's not the worst, it's just cool. And being that this sneaker was considered a general release, I can understand why they're lacking when it comes to the quality of the leather on this shoe, because it's not considered a collaboration, but overall when it comes to the color blocking of the shoe, I still like them. Now going to the back end of the shoe, you have your elephant print around the heel, a white tab with the red Air Jordan Jumpman logo and the Air just below that, and like we talked about earlier, the two-tone midsole with the red and white just below that. Now I'm gonna pop up a picture right here and show you the difference between these and the True Blue 3s, and as you can tell from the back end, they definitely look very similar, but just a different color. Another thing to notice around the collar of the sneaker, the perforated dots are a lot bigger and more visible on this newer model compared to this 2011 True Blue 3. Normally when it comes to Air Jordan 3s, we typically see the elephant print on the front and the back end of the shoe, but not really around the center of the foot here around the eye stays, and this is very similar to the True Blue 3 as well. As you can see right here with the side-by-side photos, you have red instead of blue, you have yellow instead of red, and the overall color blocking scheme throughout this entire shoe is pretty much the same as the True Blue 3, except for one thing. On the inside of the foot on the True Blue 3 of the midsole, you can see that it goes blue halfway and then it cuts off and then it turns white. This is something that's more signature when it comes to the True Blue 3 or the Fire Red 3, but as you can see right here on the Cardinal 3, it actually goes all the way throughout the midsole. And honestly, I think it looks solid. So now let's talk about the Fire Red 3 real quick, because I definitely heard a lot of comments when it comes to the Cardinal 3 and why people decided to pass on this shoe, because they're anticipating the Fire Red 3 with the Nike Air on the back coming out later this year. Looking at these two shoes side by side, you can say yes, there are some similarities, and if you were a regular everyday consumer and didn't know much about Jordans, you'd say, hey,
they look similar, I don't need to have both, I'll just pick one and I'll be fine with that.
Now us collectors on the other hand, you know we got a problem. We got to have both in our collection, so I can understand both sides of the story, but you know me, I just need both. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about waiting for the Fire Red 3s and holding off on the Cardinals, or is this a potential situation where it's kind of like an alternate version and then it's already reselling for more than the retail value now? When the Cardinal 3 comes out, if people don't get that shoe, will this shoe be worth even more in the future? I don't know, we shall see. That is a scenario that could potentially happen, but only time will tell. So before we get into my final thoughts of this sneaker and the overall projected prices of this shoe, we got to talk about if the shoe is fire or trash and what you guys think about it. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow me on IG so you can participate in the polls and see all the results here on the channel. Basically, I asked a simple question: do you think this shoe is fire or do you think this shoe is trash? This is what the people said. 91% of the people said fire and 9% of the people said trash. And honestly, that's a nice percentage right there. Even though I heard a lot of people talk about the Fire Red 3s and how they planned on holding off, I didn't really hear that many comments from people telling me that the shoe didn't look that good. I think this is gonna be a great summertime shoe, go with a lot of outfits, and honestly, you could look fly with these in the fall time as well. So this sparked my next question in my head, which I'm so interested to see the results, and I hope that they are what I think they're gonna be. But basically, I asked the people, which shoe do you like more, the Fire Red 3s or the Cardinal 3? 56% of the people chose the Fire Red 3s and 44% of the people chose the Cardinal 3s. I thought that was a little too close, but I'm still glad the Fire Reds won. We can't just let no new colorway on the block come out here and outdo an OG. And because I posted the poll with the Fire Reds, you know I had to post a poll with the True Blues and ask the same question. 65% of the people chose the True Blues and 35% of the people chose the Cardinals. Now these results resemble more of what I was thinking in my head, a lot more dominant with the True Blues, and I completely understand. The True Blue is an amazing shoe. Don't get me wrong, this is basically like the same thing, but the True Blue is just the True Blue. So right now in the current market, this sneaker is going for around $275. Retail was $200. That's close to $100 over retail, and I definitely see a shoe like this easily being worth $350 to $400 down the line. And some people might say that's crazy, but if you just look at the overall history in the past of Air Jordan 3s, if you give it a year or 2 years, next thing you know, even the colorways that aren't that good, they end up hitting for around $300. So if these are already hitting for around $300 now, I could easily see these be $350 or $400 down the line. So if you do plan on picking up this shoe, you might be able to wait it out and see it go down, or grab a used pair for, you know, maybe around retail or just below retail. But at the end of the day, I don't see these going down much. And you know how all these new quote-unquote sneaker resellers love to call everything bricks. I would love to hear what they have to say about this shoe in the comment section. It's already selling for $75 over retail, yet it's not going for $500 over retail. So is this shoe a brick? Is it nice? Is it not? I would love to hear your opinion, guys. And at the end of the day, I honestly don't care about all that stuff because I got these for my collection and I'm definitely looking forward to rocking these. So I hope this video was helpful and you guys enjoyed it. You know I love to give you guys reviews and I'm excited to drop more in the future. And if you haven't already, again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in another one. All right, y'all, I'm out. Yo, if you enjoyed this video and want to grow your collection or make extra money on the side, I built a VIP mastermind that will teach you everything that I've learned about growing my sneaker collection over the past 15 years. This will also give you access to the DNA fam in my VIP community where we talk about investing outside of sneakers. And don't worry, if you don't plan on joining the VIP community, it's okay. I also set up a private DNA fam community that gives you access to all the behind the scenes looks from the studio and multiple chances to win free sneakers and gear from weekly and monthly challenges. So all you need to do is click on the link down below in the description or the first link pinned in the comment section. That will get you set up and into the community. I'm excited to see you guys on the inside.
What's up, DNA fam? It's your boy Goo Guy Kicks. You can follow me at Goo Guy Kicks, and that's with a Z on Instagram. And if you made it this far in the video, I need you to comment down below what was your shoe steal of the year so far. And for me, I gotta go with the Thunder 4s.